Let me tell you a story. It's 2023. I'm going out to a family event at one of my family members' houses. They're having like a party. And if you're on self-improvement, you know this feeling when you go to a party and like you can't eat any of the food because all of it's like highly processed. So you can only eat like the fruits that they have and stuff. And maybe they have like chicken or something. So my family sees my plate and they see that, I look a little bit different. Well, completely different actually, but and then they started asking me questions. I brought up how I was on self improvement, right? And so they asked me, "Oh, what do you do? How do you get so lean? How do you get so this, that?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I hit the gym every day. I eat healthy. I read, meditate, journal, for my mental clarity, stuff like that." And I told him I did all these good habits. And that very same day, later that day, when I went home, can you guess what I did? I sat down on my computer and played video games. Isn't that wild? Because I was just talking to my entire family about how I was on self improvement, and then I went back home just to sit down and play video games for 3 or 4 hours straight. Like it was a whole session. It wasn't just like, oh, you played for nothing. No, 4 hours straight I played after telling them that. 90% of self improvement isn't about what people see, it's about what people don't see. 90% of the work you put in, people don't see. 90%. Self improvement is not about what you do when the lights are on. It's about all the work and the small, tiny things you do when no one's watching. When you're on self improvement, the only person that's holding yourself accountable for your standards and your progress is yourself. And this thing kind of happens. I don't know. It happened to me when I was first starting self improvement. I would go out and like hang out with friends and family, and I would tell them all the good things I did, but I wouldn't say any of the bad habits that I still had. I wouldn't tell them that I still had a video game addiction. I wouldn't tell them that I was still eating horrible food, garbage food, because at the end of the day, I still looked healthier. I still lost a lot of weight, still eating garbage, because I mean, a calorie deficit, you'll still lose weight eating garbage. But I definitely wasn't eating healthy. I wasn't eating human food that I should be. Doing the work when no one's watching, doing the work when no one sees you doing it, doing the work when you're the only one holding yourself accountable and no one else is there. If you're able to consistently do the hard thing, it'll make such a huge difference in your life, because I can't even consistently do it yet. And I've been on self improvement for 3 years and I still miss habits. I still miss going to the gym sometimes. People will tell you, oh, it's about this, it's about that, it's about these big things. No, it's about the million little bad things you do every day, or the million good things that you don't do. It's literally just those two things. Every tiny decision you make, you might think, oh, if I have a few chips, it's not gonna make it. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Those chips can change your entire life. Just a few of them. Just your brain deciding that it's okay to have a few of them can change your entire life. It's the little things. Staying up an hour extra at night. You have a bedtime, right? If you're on self improvement, you probably set yourself a bedtime. Staying up an hour extra on your phone. You might think it doesn't make a difference. It does. The best way to solve this problem is to track all these things and to do as much good things as you can. The easiest way to do this is literally just to make a habit tracker, which I have a tutorial on how to make a habit tracker I'll put a video in the description. That video, if you go like near the end of it, there's a section that's literally just about habits and habit tracker. So if you don't know how to make a habit tracker, literally go check that out. But making a habit tracker and keeping a record of the good habits you've been doing, or the bad habits you've been doing, or the bad habits you haven't been doing. That's what I meant to say. Keeping a record of those things is going to keep you so much more accountable for yourself, and you'll actually be able to see what you did and what you didn't do, because a lot of the times we tend to forget, it's been a busy day, stuff like that. So we'll actually have a whole record of the habits we did. Be careful and be mindful of the small things that you miss out on. The tiny habits are the ones that are going to make the biggest difference. If you changed right now, every week you changed one bad habit and made it a good habit, your life will be completely different. And that sounds pretty easy, but it's hard because I've been on self improvement for 3 years, and I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes. I still miss out on things. I still miss out on meditation. I miss out on reading. I still miss out on journaling sometimes. The thing is, it's not about the fact that you miss them. It's the fact that you realize you missed them, and now you're gonna actually make progress because you're like, now I need to. I missed it. Now I need to do it more consistently. So when you're tracking habits, a great a great way to do it is not trying to be perfect all at once, not getting every single check mark. It's about setting a goal for your month, right? Let's say this month, let's say you've never read before, or let's say you've never meditated before. This month, you want to get a total. Let's say you want just 30 minutes of meditation this month. That's two 15-minute sessions. Next month, you want an hour. Then that's four 15-minute sessions. Next month, you want an hour and 30 minutes. Then that's six 15-minute sessions. Or you can break it down to 5-minute sessions, whatever. The thing is, even though you're not meditating every single day, you're making it a more consistent habit. And eventually, you'll be able to meditate every single day for as long as you intend to. That's one of the things that really helped me, because at first I would always go for that perfect streak, and then as soon as I did something that wasn't perfect in my day, I felt like the whole day was ruined, and I would just give up. I'd be like, today's an off day. Today, just take the day off. X's all around. X's all around. Miss all your habits, and that mindset is just totally horrible. So make sure when you're habit tracking that you try to get as many check marks as possible. And if you get a few X's that day, oh well, you got a few X's, but you got also a lot of check marks. So you want to make your worst days still have check marks. That's the most important thing, is your horrible days still have check marks. So even on your worst, utmost horrible days, you still were relatively productive, or you still did a few productive things that day. Compare that to the person that their worst days, they do absolutely nothing, versus, let's say on my worst days, I forget to read and I forget to journal, but I still meditated. I still went to the gym. I still did 3 other good habits. This is the mindset you need to have. So I want to close this video out showing you where I'm at right now. So I'm in Florida right now, and we have this area called the Everglades, and essentially it's just like a huge swamp. But let me show you, because this is just like a background, like a park. This is where I'm recording at right now. The Everglades, beautiful, beautiful place. Essentially what it is just a huge swamp. In Florida, we call it the Everglades, but it's protected, so like people aren't allowed to go fishing or anything in there. But yeah, normally there's a lot of alligators, a lot of fish, a lot of wildlife in here. So when you get a chance, if you live in Florida, bro, like, so yeah, make sure before you really truly speak about being on self improvement and telling everyone that you're on self improvement and that you're working out and hitting the gym and all that stuff, don't even don't even say it, bro. Don't even say it. Make them have to ask you about what you're doing. Like, literally make them be like, don't say anything until they see the progress. Until they see so much progress, they're like, what did you do? What did you do to change your life? My name's Justin, and remember, you deserve the consequences of your actions.